Hola.
Bonjour.
Buongiorno.
Oh. We're about to start our podcast. Stay tuned.
Nobody's listening live on YouTube.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. We are on the air.
Hello, happy Sunday evening. It is Straight Up with Dan and JR for another week of fun-filled discussion on our podcast. We are on Twitter. What's the Twitter handle?
On Twitter, we are Straight Up Podcast DJ.
Okay, and then our Gmail.
You can email us at straightuppodcast@gmail.com.
Correct, if you want a shout out. And then just take the @Gmail off if you want to look up our YouTube channel. Please feel free to subscribe. You can see us live. We're waving. You can't hear that or see us. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I can't even do this right. But you can find us in a few different places. So you can watch us or you can listen to us. We have two options.
Just want to point out that we are exhausted today for whatever reason. We've had very busy weekends, so.
Correct.
But we had people that rely on us for entertainment and wisdom.
Some sort of wisdom, anyway.
Education and learning.
Right.
So.
What is it? We educate and entertain. So.
Right. Not only are we comic relief, but we also educate.
You might even learn something from all of this. So that's for sure.
Well, speaking of educate, I guess we can get to our first topic. I learned something this week. I apologize out there. I'm losing. My voice is coming and going. I don't know what's going on with it. I learned a word this week, and when I heard this word, I wasn't exactly sure how I felt about it, but it was not at all what I thought it was going to be. So, and the word is fluffernutter.
What?
So what comes to mind when you hear the word fluffernutter?
Well, it makes me think of one of those people that jacks off the porno stars.
Yeah, that keeps them prepped.
The fluffer, yeah.
The fluffer.
And then, but I feel like a fluffer nutter would be somebody that accidentally makes them nut because they either do it too well or
they went too far.
Yeah, correct.
Well, apparently, it's not a person at all. It has nothing to do with anything sexual.
Oh.
A fluffernutter is a sandwich. It is a sandwich that contains peanut butter and marshmallows and I think chocolate. Kind of like a s'more sandwich is a fluffernutter, apparently.
Well, I certainly wouldn't mind trying a fluffernutter.
Damn, I should have made some. I'm sorry. I should have made some fluffernutters for this podcast, and I failed miserably.
Well, that's okay. We can try it next week.
We will have fluffernutters next week for dessert.
I think that's fair.
So now that that's out of the way, fluffernutters. So you guys are learning things. You're educators.
That's right.
Well, actually, I want to give a shout out to a follower out there, Miss Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Julie Jeffries. Love her. I heart Julie. She's so amazing. Excuse me. And I haven't seen her since I moved here, so it's a little tough.
I just met her through this, but she is fantastic. We had a fun conversation on Facebook, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, if I ever make it back to West Saigon, Virginia, we're going to pay Miss Julie a visit, and we're going to do a little interview.
Yes.
Because you guys are going to love Julie as well.
Absolutely.
So just wanted to do that quick shout out to Miss Julie. And I forgot my topics. I'm so tired.
Well, let's just dive into the big one that came up today.
Let's, shall we? What did I call that? Domestically violent people.
Domestically violent people.
Displaying domestic violence in public.
Homo abuse.
Again,
and not the homoerotic version because there is something to be said of the 50 Shades sort of.
It might have been borderline homo-psychotic edition.
I mean...
And I hope to God they don't listen to this podcast. But,
I know, because I really don't want to deal with that.
Because I like them individually
Yeah.
as people. I think I consider them acquaintances when I'm out and about playing softball and such.
Yeah, but no
together,
names,
it's
and no
kind of-
names, let's not allude too far into.
It's kind of like
Ooh.
fire and ice.
But let's not go too far into the who, but the what. So, I personally just think that, at least in my experience, I've always been one of those people that's, well, as soon as it's starting to flare and things are getting hot, and I either force myself to say the right thing to try to cool it back down, or try to take a break from it and move on. But what do you do?
I mean, in that situation, I don't know that I really lose my cool like that, and especially in public, around people.
Correct. Yeah.
But that for me, I would walk away from that situation. It would never escalate to that that point. I would walk away from the situation, and that relationship would be done. We would be finished, because I don't do disrespect, and I think anybody that knows me, all my friends out there, a couple of my friends know about this, but I will absolutely write somebody off in a heartbeat if I feel like I've been disrespected. So that relationship's done.
I'm always, you have to provoke me, but if somebody pulled something like throwing something at me and causing a scene in a public place, I will blow the fuck up. Yeah, I will lose my shit, and I will win that battle, and then I'll walk away, and I'll be insanely embarrassed.
It almost got to that point. There were some good innocent bystanders that kind of intervened and diffused the situation, but long story short, if you're having problems, you probably should excuse yourself from a public setting and talk it out instead of getting mad and screaming and causing a scene in public. Oh. We have sound bites. We have sound bites.
I don't know if it's loud enough. My phone is so stupid.
What else is on there? Oh, I like it.
Oh, that's fun. I
like
love
it.
Yes.
So when we do a magic trick, we'll be ready.
Or whenever you get a question right with geography.
Well, it would be more like amazement. We were gonna. Oh my God, why am I talking like that?
What?
I'm so tired. I'm so sorry.
Talking like what?
I said, whoa.
Girl, don't be nervous. This is our third time already.
I know, we should be professionals at this by now.
I mean, we are. I mean, you know.
We were going to have a geography game for this week because of last week's debacle and myself. I do know the difference between geography and geometry and geology. I just had a blonde moment. Well, I shouldn't say blonde. That's politically incorrect. I was just having a ditzy moment. This soundbite is pretty handy. I like it.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, it wasn't up all the way.
Okay.
Let's see.
There we go. So much better. But I was having just a ditzy moment, and I just could not differentiate between three. Did I use that word right, differentiate?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
But we were going to have this game. We did not get together to do it. I'm sorry. Our podcast is going down the shitter real quick.
That's okay. I mean, you know, it's to be expected. We can have an off week. Lord knows I had an off week in softball, and thanks to Daniel, you can see that on my Facebook page.
We're going to upload it on Facebook. Might even put it on the YouTube channel.
I struck the fuck out.
For educational purposes, I think we will put it on our YouTube channel so that the kids can learn how not to hit the ball.
I agree. And you know what? If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at others.
Is these categories? Oh. Yeah, we're gonna turn that off. Okay. So let's talk about softball since we're there. We do. If you guys don't know out there, we do play softball every Sunday. It's like in lieu of church.
Yeah,
We
it's
play
kind of a gay
softball.
church rite of passage kind of thing at this point.
Not that it's anything to brag about, really.
But you get bit by the bug and you just can't give it up, you know?
It must be a devil's game.
Mm-hmm.
But we play softball every Sunday, and this week my team actually had a little success. Go Orlando Liberty. We actually won our game today. It was 14-7 against the Orlando Bombers.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yay.
Wish I could say the same for Josh's team.
Yeah, the Mojo Men, we lost, I believe it was 13-2 this week. Yeah, it was a rough one. And, you know, thanks to good old Uber delivery that I do on when I'm really, really poor.
Let's talk about Uber delivery. So this is a new technology or new thing that Uber has started.
Right.
Now not only do people use their own personal vehicles to drive other people around like a taxi service, they also use their own vehicle to drive food to people's homes like a delivery service.
That's exactly it, yep. And it creates it's kind of a bridge to places that don't normally have delivery, like McDonald's and Wing House, or to your part of the country, you would know like either Twin Peaks or Hooters. That's Wing House. Wing House is just our local brand here in Central Florida. But it bridges the gap between people that are willing to pay, and they pay a very pretty penny to have this delivery service brought to their door. But yeah, it bridges that gap to where people don't have to leave their houses anymore.
I mean, if I had a lot of money in the bank and I was lazy as shit, I probably would use Uber Eats and I would just order at home and be like, I don't feel like going out. I've got a really good parking spot right now. I'm just gonna get some food delivered.
A nice TV, a comfortable couch, and you don't want to go anywhere. Personally, that just sounds like I would want to just slip my wrists, personally, but
yeah,
the only time I like to be home constantly is when I'm sick.
Yeah,
so
it's a good time to be home when you're sick, away from people.
Sick,
Very thoughtful of you to be away, to just exclude yourself from other people while you're ill.
It's really easy because I work from home. Girl, it's not like I don't work at the theme park anymore, so
I messed up. Our soundboard is gone. I was going to do a little a little drum roll, if you will. Oh, well. And punchline. Oh, you can do two at the same time.
Why
is
it
it
still
in?
going?
Oh, there it is.
You have to push it twice.
You have to cue the end of
Oh,
the
wait,
drum
what's
roll.
this one?
That would have been perfect. That would have been absolutely perfect.
This is ridiculous that we found this.
So let's reenact.
Okay.
It's very thoughtful of you to exclude yourself from other people while you're ill.
Well, I work from home, so it's very easy.
Oh, Lord.
Wow, I think we really need to retitle this one as Dan and Josh Discover Soundboards.
Yes.
I hope it's going over well. I hope we're able to hear. We don't have a live listener this week, which is a little
No,
sad.
there is no ear present.
Yeah, no,
0 live listeners.
But that's okay. I mean, you know.
Oh, we're only 17 minutes in, and the last
True.
time they didn't show up until halfway through. I think they may have stumbled upon our podcast from Zcast.
Mm-hmm. And they stuck with us through the whole
through the end
thing. So.
And maybe that one person probably is seeing us on there again and was like, oh, I'm not wasting my life again on that. So. Gosh, what are some of the other... Oh, can we talk about Hamburger Mary's?
Oh, yeah, please.
Okay, so I've been kind of dating someone recently, and it's going quite. That wasn't a joke. That wasn't a joke.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. My fingers slipped.
So, and we went on a little date to Hamburger Mary's this past week, and I'd never actually been there before, so I just wanted to check it out. It was Friday night, and I knew that they were probably going to have drag queens present for the show. I'm just gonna give you my little diners review of Hamburger Mary's.
I think that's a
Orlando.
great idea.
Upon entry, it was fun. The show had actually already started, so there was a lot going on when we first walked in the door. It was really crowded, and I don't know if all Hamburger Marys are like in close quarters like this one, but literally, I could have sat in the girl's lap behind me. It was so. I felt like I was so close. I could have turned around and just snatched up a fry while she was watching the show, and she would have never noticed.
Oh my god, that's pretty tight.
Close it was. And the food was okay. It wasn't like, whoa, this is so delicious. It was okay and a little overpriced, but for the experience, I'd highly recommend it. Totally worth it. Hamburger Mary's. It was a really fun time. They had some special guest drag queens, and they did like a show, and they ran through the aisles. What little space there was. One of them even managed to do a cartwheel through the aisle, which was impressive. I'm surprised she didn't take out someone's table or meal.
It reminds me of Bananas. I miss that place.
It was a
I'm serious. It was like, for a lack of a better term, it was a Hamburger Mary's knockoff that we had here in Orlando, and I think we actually have another one that's on iDrive. But this one was over off of Mills and Colonial area.
So they have drag performances?
They used to. They closed it now. But it was the same thing, and they had drag brunch on Sundays, and that's what I would go to occasionally. And it was unlimited, like, I think it was like $4.99 mimosas. Drink all you can drink.
Well, that'll get them there.
Correct. And the place was always packed. I have no idea why it went out of business, but probably because the girl that was doing it she got tired of it,
or she made enough to retire.
Or there's that. I mean, to our drag listeners in the crowd, we know how you all are. So, but yeah, it was a wonderful little place. It was very similar to Hamburger Mary's. Hamburger Mary's is just kind of a brand, like it's more of a national brand version of that, and they're not horrible. Like the one that I like was in Kansas City, but they've moved it to another location now, so I don't know what it's like anymore. But this place was in the heart of the city, similar to the way ours is here. Yeah. But the place was wide open, and it was in an old factory building, so the ceilings were really high.
So it was a lot of room.
A lot of room, and it was just a fantastic place to have it. They even had a rooftop deck that overlooked the rest of the city. It was gorgeous.
Amazing.
It really was.
I think this one is located in a historic building in downtown. It was, I don't know what it's called, but it was in a building kind of on the corner, but then there was the sidebar that's also, I think, part of Hamburger Mary's. That because I know the one in Tampa that we was at, they had the sidebar, which was next door,
right? And
I think it's the same ownership, but they just separate the two areas. One for like more of drinking and hanging out, and Hamburger Mary's is more about the show itself. But there was some fun queens on stage, and there was some really good humor. So overall, the experience was well worth it. So I didn't mind paying a little bit of extra money for a mediocre burger for the show. So do you
give it 4 out of 5 stiletto heels, or?
I'm gonna give it like 4 spikes out of 5 stilettos.
Okay.
Because
that's a pretty good rating.
If they had a little bit of extra space, it would have definitely gotten a 5 for me. Or the food could have been a little bit better, but. You go for the experience, not the food. We all know this. You're in downtown.
It's true.
And it wasn't like an arm and a leg, like a chop house or something that charges way too much for some meat.
That's true. Lord knows you got to get that meat. I would love to see a dinner drag theater kind of thing open up, but something that's geared towards the actual show. Because I feel like when I go to Hamburger Mary's, I feel like it's more of a restaurant.
It is a restaurant
And
with drag going on.
Right, and it's, I would love to see something with, like, some, similar to, like, the way a theater would be set up, but, like, a raked floor with, like, a nice round booth, a horseshoe booth kind of thing, that you sit in.
Kind of like a comedy club, but, like, for drag.
Correct. Yeah, I think that would be much more ideal.
Well, I think that the funniest part about Hamburger Mary's was one of the drag queens had on some really big hair, and it was like really big and heavy, like really long and curly. And so she did a lot of head whipping around. And so as she came through, you could see everybody just covering their drinks to get knocked over or hair in it, and like, oh, there goes the food,
girl,
because she was whipping that mop all over the place. You
gotta be careful. You're gonna give, like, she's gonna have some brain damage after that.
Well, luckily I was far enough away that she couldn't even get to my table because it was so small in there, and she was a larger gal, so I was in the safe zone.
Every time I see a big girl, I get scared. I always do, because so story time. Fun story. So, and anybody that has been a part of my past, you'll remember this vividly. There was a bar in Lawrence, Kansas, because the people that are under 21 in Kansas City when you're growing up there, like, there's really nowhere for you to go. So you have to, like, find a place in, like, one of the neighboring college towns that has a gay night instead of having, whatever. So anyway, we used to go to this place called Flanagan's. And then it later became Liquid, and nowadays it's called something else. I don't even fucking know. But this chick, like, it started off, like, it was so popular, and the bar made so much money off of us, even though we weren't drinking. We were drinking, like, soda and shit.
And Shirley Temples.
Correct. But, like, there were so many of us, and they charged $15 a head to get in because they weren't making any money on liquor.
Oh, gotcha.
So, like, it made sense, and we didn't care because it was something for us to do. Well, anyway, we would save up quarters. There were times we had to save up quarters, and that was back in the day when, like, gas was like $1.50 a gallon, and you save up your quarters, and we'd fill up the tank and load up the cars, and there would be like 3 carloads of people coming in from Kansas City, which is about a 45-minute drive, out to Lawrence, and we would go out there and we would have a great time. And there were people that came in from the surrounding areas too. Like Wichita, there was people in Topeka, and all over. But anyway, so we'd all get together, we'd get out there. No, you're good.
Just moved us. Sorry.
And we would show up at this bar. And anyway, they started having this amateur drag night on the same night.
Oh,
because it was, it was very popular. Oh my God. So 2 in particular situations. And this is, I'll tell you, the first one was the reason why I'm scared of big drag queens. And I am a big drag queen, by the way. I put on a show at least once a year for Central Florida Softball League. It's a tragic mess, but hey, I do it. It's fun.
Mary Sunshine. Mary Sunshine,
that's right. Well, anyhow, so this big girl, she comes flying out the curtain because there was just a curtain. Like, that's all there was to hide behind. She comes flying out a curtain, spinning like a damn tornado all the way across, and I'm like, ooh, she's getting close to the, oh God, and she flew off the edge and landed in the middle of the floor. And it was like, just like a movie where, like, like they show, like, every once in a while they show someone jumping off the stage and everybody just runs away, and then bam, that's exactly what happened. And she's like, isn't anyone gonna help me up? And they turned the music off and it got really quiet, and some big guy goes, does anybody want a glass of water? And we're all like, what the fuck is happening right now?
So she fell off the stage.
She fell off the stage and someone's screaming about asking for a glass of water. And I'm just like, what is happening? This is also the time when Toxic by Britney came out. And funny story, every time that song would come on, everybody would, everybody started screaming and run onto the dance floor. It was so amazing. I loved it. Well, then the other story is this big Filipino guy did this number in a jean skirt or whatever, and I can't remember the song. It was something by Janet Jackson. But he ended. It's the only part I remember because it was so long ago. It was over 10 years ago. This guy came out and he did the splits, and he went down
in a blue jean skirt.
Yeah, in a blue jean skirt, did the splits, and he threw his arms up, and then his ball sack goes. and everybody goes, ah! Everybody screamed and ran away from the stage because this girl's ball sack fell out. Oh my god. It was the greatest time.
I'm trying to picture someone doing splits in a blue jean skirt.
I don't know.
The skirt just right up over the hip.
I think so. And he wasn't expecting that to happen. And then, but he was all the way down and his arms were up. And there was a good 2 seconds of dead air. And the balls just went and just fell out. And we're all like, oh my God. And ran away from the stage. It was great.
Wow. Well, from what I know, even back then, I thought drag queens padded stuff up and had a.
Well, I mean,
I think it's called a gaff. A gaff? Is it called a gaff?
I don't know. I always wear 8 pairs of pantyhose, so
Yeah.
there is nothing falling out on me.
Busting through there.
But this was also 18, 19-year-olds doing drag for the first time.
Oh, they had their girlfriends help them.
Right, and so no one really knew what the hell they were doing, and that's why you have people torpedoing off the stage and fucking ball sacks just falling out of nowhere.
Wow.
It was so great. I loved it.
I mean, I'm trying to think of my most memorable drag moments, but there's so many.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of drag, the Miss Gay Roanoke, I think United States. Miss Gay Roanoke is tonight in Roanoke, Virginia. I want to say hey to those peeps and good luck to all those ladies. I've got a couple of friends that are competing, so good luck to you, Kelly and Eden.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to our Virginia fans if we have any yet.
If and when we have them, you may go back and see this. Aries.
Ooh, she got called out.
She better be following me on Facebook. She better be listening. She knows what it's up.
See, Audrey, this is her look of judgment back here.
She's judging you right now.
Correct. She's yes.
So,
but then you never saw nothing like that. You never saw anything like.
I mean, I never
didn't talk or.
I saw. I don't want to say the drag queen's name. Well,
no names. We don't do names.
Probably the funniest moment for me watching drag is actually a friend of mine. We were at a club called Snap that was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Unfortunately, Snap closed, but
oh yeah,
it was
that's
a small little personal bar. It was a small little dance floor and stage. And this queen, I don't know what she was trying to do. I think she meant to do a front roll, and she did. I don't know. She did a front roll, but she did it too hard, and it looked like she flat backed on the floor. And then I think she legitimately hurt herself, but she tried to play it off. So instead of getting up from that flip, she did it was a little front flip, but she didn't roll out of it. It was a front and then bam on her back.
Oh.
So
did she hobble off like a injured squirrel?
She just started rolling around the floor
Oh
and performing on the floor for the rest of the number. And then she got up and kind of hobbled off. So she played it off well, but
it's like a squirrel falling out of a tree.
But I mean, that may be a move that she does because it's not the first time I've seen her do that.
Oh wow!
So maybe this time she did it a little too aggressively and hurt herself. Because it looked like she broke her hip. For real. Me and my friend were texting each other about it during the rest of the night. Oh girl, she gonna break a hip. Mm-hmm. So I've seen drag queens go down from shoes and stuff, but that it happens all the time.
Have you ever seen a really bad drag queen?
Please. I've seen many a bad drag queen. I would be one. I'm just kidding.
Those are lies.
Just kidding. I'm pretty. I'm such a pretty girl.
I'm a comic queen, so I don't really care what I look like when I'm out there because I'm there to make people laugh, and it works.
No, I have seen some pretty terrible drag queens in my time.
Did you ever give them a bad nickname or something?
Oh, of course. Of course. There was one. I'm going to say this because she doesn't perform anymore. I don't even know if she's still alive or where she's at. But her name was Eileen something. And we always called her I leaned over and fell because she just was horrible at drag. Costuming, hair, makeup, performance, didn't know her words, like just all around was terrible. And there's a little inside joke that me and my friends had come up with. Oh crap! I can't even think of it now. There, there's always that queen. I would be actually one of the. I would fall into this category, so it's totally not a stab. It's just really just for humor. But my stage name was Kimmy Some Love. Mm-hmm. Well, it was Kimmy Some. It started out as Kimmy Some, and then she got married. She was in a relationship, so we picked up the hyphenated Kimmy Some Love. Sounded a little bit better. But
I thought it was something Miss Kimchi or something.
No, it's Kimmy Some Love.
Well, didn't Tomasito say something about kimchi?
We were talking. Well, the kimchi thing started at Disney. We just made up Miss Kimchi 2017 because I bought a tiara at Walt Disney World.
Oh, right, and your carnation.
So that just started calling me Kimchi.
Got it.
But actually, my friends, it was a running joke and it was so funny. We would say, "Kimmy some hair, Kimmy some nails, Kimmy some shoes," because I was not together. I needed to borrow everything because I didn't have my own drag.
Oh yeah.
But I always made sure I returned that shit. I always return what I borrowed.
The bitch will cut someone over her wardrobe. I'm just saying.
Especially some good hair, honey. Mm-hmm. They don't even want you to touch their good hair, let alone loan it out.
Well, I had one, and this was after I stopped going to Lawrence and just stayed in Kansas City at Missy B's. That's the big bar in Kansas City that everybody goes to. But she used to perform, and her name was Katie Cordova. I know we don't do names, but I don't think she performs anymore anyway. And I'm not friends with this person, so I don't care. But her name was Katie Cordova, and she always put way too much eyeshadow all the way around her eyes.
Oh my!
So
she looked like a domestically violent person.
No, she looked like a caveman. So we were sitting there watching the show one night, and my friend leans over to me and he says, "Katie Cordova, my ass. This is Katie Caveman now." And she did. She looked like, while she was performing, her face she was like just looked like Sasquatch up on the stage, dancing around.
Yeah.
But
Eileen was probably one of the worst drag queens I ever saw in my life. From top to bottom, backwards, forwards. Girl did not know what she was doing. Yeah. I don't know if she had help or if she just came up with it on her own. But in the drag community, there's people out there that will help you if you're interested.
Yeah, it's true. And I think everybody started to try to help her, but I think she just gave up because she didn't have any moves.
She might have just got tired of being made fun of.
Damn it, don't make me feel bad about it. That's part of the reason why I'm funny, okay?
She needed some thicker skin.
Correct.
Or a lot less eyeshadow.
A lot less eyeshadow and fucking just move. She looked like she would snap in half. She couldn't even bend over. It was terrible. And she always liked to touch me. I don't know what it is. Well, all drag queens like to touch me when I'm in the crowd. I think it's just because I'm a bigger guy, so they know that they got support.
Like what?
Like when they're walking by and they're doing their little tricks or something, they'll put their hand on my shoulder for some support. And I'm like, excuse me? Are you?
Excuse me?
Is there a reason why you're touching me?
Oh, we can't say that. Excuse me. It's not our phrase.
What?
That was coined by someone else.
It was? Okay.
Sorry,
awkward.
I just brought this podcast way down.
Halt!
Came to a screeching brick wall.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. Brick wall.
Why is Audrey? It looks like she's about to give a blowy.
She's yawning.
Oh.
She's tired. She's tired. Let me get. Okay.
Oh my God.
I just killed us.
And we have officially derailed.
I have killed us. Okay. Now it's gonna get this pillow so our viewers can see what we're talking about.
Yes.
This is BJ Audrey. She's my inspiration.
That's funny.
A little delayed, but it worked.
Well, you know, I mean, the phone doesn't stay on. I keep forgetting to turn it off.
Gosh, we completely got way off topic.
We did.
We were gonna do a word game, but I did the least this week. I don't have a word for you guys.
Mhm.
No.
We'll pick that back up next
No.
week. I think we're just gonna chalk this one up to our lazy podcast.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll make it up next week.
Correct. Yeah, and this was.
Because I think we both were really tired, and both of us were a little drunk earlier.
That's true too.
we
Wow.
were a little drunk earlier.
And that's what we were dancing to out with everybody.
Oh wow, this is like Motown music.
I know. What does this do?
Thank you for attending the performance.
Oh, wait, we're not done.
We're not finished. There's an intro on here. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, get ready to be amazed. Put your hands together and make some noise.
Wow.
It's showtime.
Wow.
I love that. That was fun.
We
Oh, no, we don't need to do it again.
we might have found our intro.
Welcome, everyone. The performance will be starting soon.
We
Please
might-
find your seat and silence your cell phone. Thank you.
I love it.
That's cute.
That's fantastic.
We've been struggling coming up with an intro for a podcast because we don't. Well, it plays Zcast plays some really cute music while we're waiting before we cast.
But you don't get to hear it.
Yeah, you guys don't hear it, just we do. So if you watch our video, you can see our bobbing our little heads to it. It's a cute
Mhm.
little intro. It's like a wait elevator music kind of thing.
Right.
But we'll come up with an intro. This is all a work in progress. That's why it's straight up. It's totally raw. We don't edit this mess.
Oh, do we want to talk about your first trip to Fairvilla? I deflowered our friend Dan
Yes, we were going to talk about that. I forgot.
here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was in the market for some personal items. This is going to get really awkward. And by personal items, I mean this little number. For our viewers out there. Some of you will know what this is, and some of you will not know what this is.
Well,
It is not.
what is it?
It's a douche bulb.
Oh, it didn't stop.
It's a douche bulb.
I'm sorry, I couldn't stop drumming.
It's a douche bulb. That was good. That was really good.
I finally got the timing down.
So if you, for our listeners out there, it's basically this bulb device with the little spout at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's used for gay men to clean out their
Poop shoot.
turd cutter.
I hate it when you call it that.
It is made to clean out areas so that you can enjoy sexy time with your special someone.
Preventing the horrible disease known as poo-poo dick.
Well, me and my friends in North Kakalaki call it butterbean.
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 Ew.
It's a sad, tragic.
Reminds me of those colon commercials where they're talking about a polyp on their colon.
Polyp.
Yeah.
Ew, what's a polyp?
Like it's a bump where the colon cancer starts.
Oh.
But they like usually show this like video of like a simulated colon cartoon phrase, and they're showing something going in there. Strangely,
But
it
isn't
made me
polyp-
horny.
Aren't polyps also part of hemorrhoids?
I don't know, maybe.
I think polyps develop during hemorrhoids as well.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So, but yeah, Josh introduced me to this Fairvilla.
Fairvilla.
It's called Fairvilla. It's a sex shop mega store.
Mhm.
It's 2 stories of just sexual things for couples and gay men.
Audrey is very excited. She wants to go.
She's ready, girl. So we went there, and I got that, and I put it in my bedroom already, but I got this little massage ball. It like has a roller in it. I don't even remember what it's called, but like you just hold it in your hand and you just roll it around the nipple or the back. It's a massage ball. So, but it had a lot of intriguing things. Josh flogged me while we were in there.
Oh yeah, I did. I spanked you good on one of those.
He spanked
things.
me with the paddle.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then I flogged him first. I took a flogger and I just gave him a little love flog.
It made my left nipple hard. Because I do actually enjoy some rough stuff every now and then.
Who doesn't?
And if you say you don't, you're lying.
I think part of a relationship and sex is like exploring and pushing each other's limits.
Oh yeah,
It's a big part of that.
Although I was very sadly disappointed to find out that you did not like the idea of candle wax.
And it's just odd to me. And it seems extreme. Oh my God! I just killed us again. Sorry,
crotch
viewers.
Shot,
I need to quit with this cord. I need to put this cord in another spot.
Or you could just not use the cord. I mean, there's
Or
plenty
just
of battery.
unplug. Let's just unplug the cord. Sorry,
You were like
this is what's doing that, guys. I'm sorry.
Girl, let me just say we are a work in progress. I mean, we're definitely working.
It's gonna get better when we get producers and we get an office and all that other mess.
Right, and then the radio station provides us with a actual room for this. We'll be on your couch anymore.
I did purchase a microphone, but we can't figure out how to use it.
He tried to listen to it earlier.
Cannot figure out how to use. I plugged it into the iPad and then I was like, oh wait, the sound went off, and I'm trying to hear it through the microphone. I'm trying to hear it.
Jesus. Total train wreck.
Thank you. So that was Fair Villa. It was a lot of fun. It was nice.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would hang out there a lot or go back there for a lot, but they did have a nice selection of novelty items, including the Black Pearl.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up. I was just waiting for it. Everyone, Daniel finally got to see why I'm so fucking obsessed with this item.
I honestly will say that I would probably own a Black Pearl. It's so expensive though, so if anybody out there would like to purchase us the Black Pearl.
Or if the Black Pearl people just want to send it to us.
I doubt they're watching.
Just send us a couple. It's fine. Hey, you never know.
Maybe if we hashtag the Black Pearl on our video.
I mean, we only mention it every single time.
Every episode.
And I probably will, because I really want one.
For some reason, I was picturing this Black Pearl to be like this little round device.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, it's like the size of your pinky. Well, It was about the size of my... Well, maybe it's the size of my finger. It was like this size. Mm-hmm. And it's got this cute little angles to it. And basically what you do is
because it is an anal stimulator.
You stick it in the rectum. Sorry.
Watch where you pointing that thing.
You stick it in your rectum, and it kind of just stays there. And then there's... With your phone? Do you use your phone?
Yeah, you can either download the app on your phone.
There's an app for that.
Or there's an app.
There's an app for the Black
But there's
Pearl.
also a wireless remote that you or your partner can use while you're pounding that ass.
Well, and it has different settings, so like...
Or vagina. There are some straight men that are not afraid to step into the realm of anal stimulation while you're having sex with your woman, and that's okay.
That's called pegging. And that'll be another day. That'll be another day. We'll talk about pegging and how hot that is. But
I'm sorry. I mean, if it's what I think it is, I love it. But
well, we've got a few minutes left, so I'll go ahead and tell you that pegging is it's a straight guy who enjoys his woman friend to just give it to him right up the pusher.
Oh no, that's not what I was talking about then.
Yeah, pegging are straight guys who like anal sex.
And that's natural. It's okay.
Nothing wrong. It does not make you gay.
No.
It just means that you are comfortable enough in your own body that you know what you like, and your
Hey.
woman can give it to you.
Hey, look, you developed a prostate gland for a reason. There's a reason why that shit feels good, okay?
These
So,
fellers have discovered their G spot.
That's correct. And you know what? Don't you dare be ashamed of that or feel like it's gay, because it's not. It's just pleasure. That's all
It's
it is.
pleasure.
It's pleasure. It's being sensual. It's having a good time in the bedroom. And I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
You know.
It takes a strong man to take it up the butt.
Lord,
know.
isn't that the truth? I don't even do it. So, and I'm gay. Like, full on, there's no, like, no ma'am, sorry.
I do.
Except for transgendered men. I have a thing for that, you know. It doesn't stop me.
Well, we are actually rounding almost 50. We said we were going to do like 30 minutes today because we
Yeah.
guys were tired, but
Yeah.
here we are almost at the 50-minute mark.
I mean, it doesn't take much. We talk a lot.
We do talk a lot, and we're all over the place. So
Yeah, sorry for the crazy-ass podcast.
if any of our listeners or viewers out there have ADD, this is the podcast for you.
This is the one.
Because we're all over the place.
Right? Seriously.
Were there any other topics we were going to cover? We talked about, I think, everything.
Yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything. We talked about domestic abuse. Oh, hold on a second. Keep talking for just a moment.
Well, we're rounding almost 50 minutes, so we're going to cut this off very soon. But well, the word game was going to eat up some time, but we didn't do our word, so that kind of sucked. I'm not good at stalling. I'm really not good at stalling, guys. I'm sorry. I don't even have any good jokes to tell you. It's terrible.
But I did want to mention the domestic violence hotline number is 800-500-1119, since we did the special on domestic violence today.
Yes.
If you are sorry for getting so serious this week, but it just raised I think it struck kind of a nerve with
It was
both
very
of us.
uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and just it was
And-
sad actually to watch, to witness.
Yeah, and you know, if you're in that situation, blink twice, or you know, give some
The
sort of signal.
the dot system. For those of you that don't know, I don't know who started this, but you can make a black dot on your hand, and if you show that to somebody in secret, they're gonna know what that means. That means you're in a domestic violence relationship and you
Oh.
need help.
Yeah, entertain and educate. That is
So
for
we
sure.
are here for comic relief and education.
Correct.
So with that, I guess we're gonna end with our mantras.
Mm-hmm. And then we
I'll
have
let-
some fun ending music stuff. Oh, we're still going. It's okay.
No messages yet. I'll let Josh do his first since his is better.
Well, just remember, stay kind, love yourself, and love everyone around you, because there's too much hate in the world. And just remember, kindness is the best way to go. You don't have to hate somebody because they disagree with you.
Absolutely. And mine is a little bit lighter on the.
Man, we were
I'm just
just
gonna
all sorts of serious.
Oh my
this
gosh,
week.
I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy.
Okay.
So I want to leave you guys with this. Every day is a great day. Some are just better than others. I don't know why people laugh every time I say that. It's, oh, thank you. Okay, so we're probably going to get a better soundboard for next podcast.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Maybe some
We're
more
gonna play with some
selections.
stuff this week and see how it goes.
And for those of you out there that listen to us, spread the word. Tell your friends and family.
Mhm.
Get the word on the streets. I promise we will be funnier next week. We're
Yeah.
just both so
Hey,
tired.
we had some fun talking about drag queens.
We did, and those in the drag community maybe can appreciate that conversation.
Yeah. Except
We
for
didn't-
we were making fun of really bad ones.
They all do it. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
And
And I'll have some Uber stories, horror stories to tell you. So I did have some this week, but I totally forgot about it. We'll get to it next week.
Yes,
though.
next week we're going to talk about Uber Eats. He did tell me a story today. It's so funny. So, nail biter, stay tuned. You have to tune into the next episode to hear it.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. It's a funny little story.
Mhm.
So, all right, we're at 53 minutes, and we're going to close out.
All right.
I hope everybody has a great week, and we will be uploading. Well, I guess we'll upload tonight, and then we'll do the video. I'll upload the video tonight too. So check out our YouTube page. It is Str8 Podcast on YouTube. We also are on Twitter, Str8 Podcast DJs, and it's Str8. UP. I guess you know this if you want. If you're listening, you probably already know how it's spelled.
Oh
so.
man, that's probably true.
All right, here I go with the ditziness.
It doesn't matter. It's important for us to share that as well. So, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. This is Str8 Podcast. Have a great night.
Signing off.
Thank you for attending the performance.